Alright, so Yi Xuan just got officially announced in Zenless Zone Zero, and I know a lot of you are already wondering what exactly her kit looks like. Honestly, I had the same reaction. She looks super interesting, and today I want to break down everything we know so far in a way that's easy to follow. Also, before we jump in, quick heads up. I'm giving away 5 Internaut memberships in this video. If you want to participate, just leave a comment down below, and I'll randomly pick 5 winners after 1 week. Plus, there's going to be another giveaway at 1,000 subscribers, so make sure to hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss out. Especially now as we're heading into the second season of Zenless Zone Zero, you're definitely going to want to stay tuned. The next few updates are packed with insane details you won't want to miss. Alright, let's get into it. So first things first, Yi Xuan is an S-rank character. She has the Anomaly attribute, and her Ether type is called Auric Ink, which is a special version of Ether we haven't really seen before. Now, if you're thinking, okay, what does that actually mean? Don't worry. It's not that complicated. Anomaly units in ZZZ are usually tied to special status effects rather than just raw direct elemental damage like fire or ice. They often play more around buildup, debuffs, and reactions. So already, Yi Xuan isn't your standard heavy hitter. She's going to be a little more technical, a little more strategic, but it gets even more interesting. Yi Xuan's combat specialty is something called Rupture. This is a brand new agent type, and it's really different from anything we've had before. Rupture agents specialize in dealing huge amounts of sheer damage, and this is important. Sheer damage is a completely new damage type, totally separate from penetration ratio or flat penetration stats. Instead of just reducing enemy defense like penetration normally does, sheer damage likely bypasses defense entirely. So no matter how tanky the enemy is, Yi Xuan can punch straight through them without needing def reductions from teammates like Nicole or pen ratio buffs from units like Rena. Sheer damage scales with a stat called Sheer Force, where a percentage of the agent's attack gets directly converted into sheer output. There's even a sheer damage bonus stat that pushes it even further. And Rupture agents generate a resource called Rage during combat, kind of like how energy works for EX specials, but specifically tied to their kit. Rage builds up passively over time, and also from hitting enemies. Plus, it looks like there will be buffs in the future like Shiyu or Deadly Assault that help increase rage generation even faster. All of this together means that Yi Xuan isn't just another strategic anomaly unit. She's bringing aggressive, defense-breaking pressure into fights, punishing high-defense enemies that would normally slow down regular teams. That combination of technical play and raw destructive output is honestly really exciting to see. And it doesn't stop there. Yi Xuan is also the first character to introduce a brand new weapon type called Annihilation. Normally in Zenless, weapons are tied to pretty basic mechanics. You have attack, defense, support, and within those, maybe you have a slash or pierce subtype, but overall it's pretty straightforward. Yi Xuan's Annihilation weapon type is a complete game changer because it adds 2 new team mechanics, Affinity and Repulsion. Affinity is the first one, and it's pretty intuitive. Basically, if your team members share the same attribute, like fire plus fire or electric plus electric, they'll naturally get stronger together. Think smoother combos, stronger total team damage, better survivability across the board. So for example, if Yi Xuan teams up with others who have matching attributes, you're going to see a really noticeable boost in how well the team flows and how quickly they can overpower enemies. But then there's Repulsion, and this is where things get way more interesting. Normally, mixing different attributes together would be considered a downside. Repulsion would weaken your team's synergy, making your overall performance worse. But Yi Xuan actually flips that idea completely. Some of her playstyles are designed to use Repulsion, creating fast-switching, burst-heavy rotations where you don't care about attribute matching, you just keep pressure on the enemy with quick swaps and rapid rage buildup. So even if you mix fire, ice, electric, and anomaly together, she can still make it work. sometimes even better than a pure synergy team depending on the situation. It's also worth noting that just like the attack class has slash and pierce subtypes, Annihilation will have 2 branches as well. We don't know exactly what they are yet, but it's speculated that one branch might favor faster attack cycles and the other might focus on heavy burst strikes. Nothing is confirmed yet, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on when beta testing opens. Now, when it comes to actual team building, Yi Xuan gives you a lot of creative freedom. If you want to go the classic affinity route, pairing her with characters like Vivian, Astra Yao, would create a super tight synergized team that just flows together naturally. On the other hand, if you want to play around with repulsion, you could pair her with characters like Jifufu and Xu Yuan to create a fast, flexible team that focuses more on quick bursts of damage, constant switching, and punishing enemies without worrying about matching attributes perfectly. What I really love about her design so far is that she's not locked into one type of playstyle. You don't have to force yourself into one very specific team just to make her good. You can either lean hard into full attribute synergy and maximize your team's overall buffs, or you can experiment with chaotic mixed teams that still perform thanks to her unique repulsion and rage mechanics. And because Annihilation isn't exclusive to her, it's a whole new weapon category being added. There's a good chance that in the future, more characters will use it too. Maybe even non-ether agents eventually. It's actually a huge step for team-building depth in ZZZ overall. So overall, Yi Xuan is shaping up to be a super flexible, super innovative character who can fit into a lot of different setups depending on how you like to play. If you love building highly synergized, attribute-focused teams, she's gonna fit right in. But if you love faster, more chaotic styles where you're constantly switching, reacting, and smashing through enemy defenses, she's even better suited for that. Honestly, she feels like a perfect mix of strategy and action, and that's not something you see often. Personally, I'm really excited to see how her rage generation and sheer damage scaling will feel in real gameplay. Especially because up until now, Zenless Zone Zero hasn't had any weapon system that directly changes how team synergy itself works. It's always been about individual character kits. Yi Xuan could be the start of a much bigger evolution in how we think about building and playing teams. Of course, all of this is based on current early information, and final numbers or exact mechanics might change once beta testing begins. But either way, the foundation they've built with her looks really, really promising. But anyway, that's all the early info we have for now. What do you guys think? Are you excited to pull for Yi Xuan, or are you waiting to see how she feels in actual beta testing? Let me know down in the comments because honestly, I'm super curious how you're feeling after her reveal. And if we get more info about her full kit, Annihilation subtypes, or Rupture gameplay, I'll be covering all of that too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.